Welcome to another episode of Sensible Chat. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Sensible Bobby. I have two nephews that are in high school right now. One of them's getting ready to graduate. I was talking with them and their friends about a week ago about what's on their mind, financially speaking. And one of the biggest topics was how to pay for college. The good news is they're aware of the financial devastation that student loan debt can cause. The bad news is they're not sure how to avoid it and still pay for college. If you're in the same boat, then listen up because I've got some ideas. But first, I want to put it in perspective for you by asking you a few questions. Number one, how do you rack up the most amount of debt in the least amount of time while still living at home? Take out a student loan. Second, what's the easiest way to overpay for college? Take out a student loan. Simply explained, the small stack of cash represents what you could pay if you paid every semester in cash with no loans. The large pile of cash is closer to what you'll pay if you take out a student loan, thanks to the interest. And number three, what's the fastest way to become a slave to your paycheck? Take out a student loan. But what's the alternative? I mean, to hear some people talk, you'd think a student loan is a prerequisite for getting into college. But it's not true. There are a ton of ways to pay for college. So many that I think it's time we take student loans off the table completely. Just pretend they don't even exist. Get creative and find a way around them. Search the internet and you'll find a ton of great articles, links, and resources filled with ways to pay for college. Let's talk about a few of them, starting with scholarships. There are scholarships for everything. I found one the other day that's only requirement was that you prove you're applying for other scholarships. And you'd be amazed at how many of these go unused every year, simply because nobody took the time to apply for them. And they're available through more places than just the schools. You can get them through corporations, community organizations, and nonprofits. The military or your local ROTC program will pay your way in exchange for service to your country. And the AmeriCorps program will give you cash for college in exchange for service to your community. And by the way, this is a great way to build your job skills and resume too. A lot of schools will offer free tuition for their employees, so make sure you check the job boards at your top college picks. And employers like Disney, Papa John's, and Chipotle will pick up the tab or offer reimbursements. I saw a list of 36 companies the other day online that will pay you cash for college. Pretty good perk for your work. If you're a good student, look for schools that offer academic waivers. There are a ton of community colleges and online programs offering free tuition. And don't forget to ask about grants, but make sure that they're grants and not loans. There are lots of options out there, so many that it seems silly to take out a loan. There's going to be some work involved, but if you put some time and effort into it, it's out there for the taking. Don't let anyone tell you that student loans are the only way to go to college. By the way, if you or your parents have been saving for college, you should still look into all these options. Imagine not paying a cent to go to college. What would you do with all that extra money? You could pay cash for a car instead of landing a huge car payment. You could have a healthy down payment on a home. Housing is always going to be your biggest monthly expense, so the more you can lower it, the better off you'll be. You could start investing now and grow that money. You could have an emergency fund to keep you from taking on debt when the car breaks down or you need medical care. Bottom line, you could have options. Decide later what to do with all that extra money, but for now, focus on finding cash for college. To get started, I've put a few links for you in the show notes page for this episode at sensiblechat.com. Start there and then go online and out into your community to find more. You can do this. Go out there and find money for college. Be resourceful. You'll be amazed at what you can accomplish. Thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and connect with me anytime on MeWe, Parler, LinkedIn, USA.life, or Gab. Until next week, remember, do the math, live the life.